My favourite stitch patterns to knit are ones that have great texture and a short pattern repeat. I like to knit to relax, so I don't want anything that's overly complicated, and broken rib stitch definitely falls into that category. A twist on the 1x1 rib, you get these beautiful columns of stockinette stitches sandwiched in between garter stitch. It's a really fun one to incorporate into scarves and blankets because it does lay nice and flat. It does have a right side that you see here and a wrong side that you see here, and a fun fact about the wrong side of broken rib stitch is it's actually another stitch called sand stitch, so you've almost got two in one. So without further ado, grab some needles, grab some scrap yarn, and let's get knitting. For the broken rib stitch, you just want to cast on any odd number of stitches. It really doesn't matter as long as that stitch number that you cast on is an odd number. I like to use the long tail cast on method, but you can use whichever cast on method you like. As I'm just knitting a small sample, I'm going to go ahead and cast on 25 stitches. Row 1 is a right side row, and it's really nice and easy. You just want to go ahead and knit every single stitch all the way along. For row 2, you want to work knit 1, purl 1 all the way across, and you should end on a knit 1 because we have an odd number of stitches, and this is a wrong side row. I really wasn't joking when I said it's a really nice, easy 2-row repeat. So it's those 2 rows over and over. Let's just recap that once more. Row 1 and every right side row, which will become obvious after you've knitted about 4 rows, you want to knit every single stitch all the way across. Row 2 and every wrong side row, you want to knit 1, purl 1 all the way across the row, and as you have an odd number of stitches you will end on a knit 1. The colour of yarn I'm using isn't quite showing the texture, but you can see those lines of stockinette starting to appear, and you would repeat those 2 rows all the way until your project is the size that you want it. When it comes to casting off, you want to cast off on a wrong side row. I'm just going to go ahead and make this a tiny bit bigger, and then I'll show you how we cast off to maintain the same top and bottom edge. When it comes to casting off, you want to do it on a wrong side row. So that's one of our knit 1, purl 1 rows. And to get the neatest finish possible, you want to cast off in pattern. So instead of just knitting 2 and lifting, you want to knit 1, purl 1, lift, knit 1, lift, purl 1, lift. So just to quickly show you the beginning of it, you want to knit 1, purl 1, like you would if you were knitting a wrong side row. Then you want to lift the first stitch over the second, so you go from 2 stitches down to 1 stitch. Then you want to knit the next stitch and lift the first stitch over that stitch, and then you're going to purl the next stitch and lift the stitch over the stitch you just knitted, all the way along until you have cast off all your stitches, and then you can sew in your ends. By casting off in pattern, you can see what I mean here, that your top and bottom edges look almost identical and you end up with a really nice symmetrical piece of work. And that's how you knit the broken rib stitch. Pretty much as much bang for your buck as you can get with texture versus row repeat, with the exception of perhaps the seed stitch. If you'd like to learn how to do that, I'm going to link the video up here now, and I'll see you again for another new tutorial soon. Bye!